The protagonist's dreary life had not brought him any joy for a long time, but he did not dare to die. The guy always loved to eat well, but in his current situation, he barely had enough money for an apartment. Cho Isu himself did not understand how he had ended up in the life he was forced to survive in. The onigiri he was looking at weren't tasty enough even for a homeless person. But the young man had no other choice, because otherwise he too would have to live on the street due to lack of money. That's how Choice came to the point where he had to sacrifice pleasure for the sake of saving money. While he had long been craving a decent plate of rice with meat and lots of delicious spices, and instead of a small can of cheap beer, the hero dreamed of a real glass that was the size of his head. His rented apartment couldn't even boast of all the amenities, but Choice deprived himself of many things for its sake. Heavy and sad thoughts did not leave the young man, in whose life there was no joy. He had long dreamed of being in another place, or even preferably another world, to forget about this reality. Only in his dreams did Choice's life become a little easier, as he could imagine anything. He imagined a world in which there were many happy and contented people. And of course, in that world, the hero had so much delicious food that he did not want to return to reality. However, Choice Isu's life turned out in such a way that everything around him was collapsing and breaking down. In his youth, the guy believed that he had enough intelligence and diligence to reach any heights. The family always supported the young man, who in return constantly pleased them with his results. Choice was even lucky to get a job at a good company on his first try, where not everyone was accepted. But luck soon turned against the hero, and he was left alone at the very moment when he least expected it. As a result, the boy quickly fell into poverty because he had no motivation to do anything. He barely managed to get a job in a small company, but he still had no desire to work. Day after day, Choice wasted his life because he couldn't find anything that would make him happy. Everything changed the moment Isu discovered a portal to another reality in his room. This discovery stunned the guy so much that he forgot about all his previous problems in life. The search yielded no results, since this miracle happened only to our hero. Who would have thought that one day Choice would get lucky again and be given the opportunity for a new life? The guy had heard before that there were people who carried many expensive things through the gate, but he wasn't interested in making money, as he was more excited about the chance to start life with a clean slate. But it turned out that the young man could not take any objects with him to the other side. The gate stubbornly did not let anything through, no matter how much the guy tried to get something through it. But life in this reality was so sad that the hero was not afraid of getting stuck in another world. Cho Isu couldn't even imagine what kind of places awaited him on the other side of the magical gates. He ended up in a small village house that was very simply furnished. This place was radically different from what the hero had imagined. Of course, Choice hadn't expected incredible luxury, but such poverty also confused him. The saddest thing was that Isu didn't see any status window like the ones that were always there in games. But the young man still liked this world, as it seemed kind and sweet to him. It took a moment for Choice to notice the glowing paper that was supposed to explain what was going on. Such sheets always served as contracts, and each person decided for himself whether he would agree to the terms. It